If you've ever started the school year thinking, what if my clients don't know what I do? Then this one's for you. Hi, friends. I'm Elena Aguilar, and this is the Bright Morning Podcast in video form. Every week, I will help you lead coaching conversations that build connection and spark real change. So today, we are digging into a question that comes up every year, especially if you are stepping into a new coaching role or starting with new clients. How do I introduce myself as a coach in a way that builds trust and sets the stage for a great relationship? So you might be wondering, should I share my background? Do I start with logistics? Or what if I'm new and I'm still figuring things out? And what if people don't really want to be coached? It might seem like a little thing, just like the introduction, a quick intro, but the truth is how you introduce yourself can determine the trajectory of your coaching relationships for the rest of the year. Okay, so here is what I see too often. Coaches either rush through introductions or they make them overly formal and disconnected. Coaches focus on their credentials or they try to sound really polished and they forget to be human. And as a result, their clients don't quite know what to expect. Or worse, they assume that this coach is just another person coming to tell them what to do. So let's name the real challenge. You have one shot to shape how your role is perceived. If you don't shape that narrative, your clients will fill in the blanks with past experiences. Some of those may not be positive. Now, a lot of us were never taught how to do this. We might open up a conversation like this with a quick, "Hi, I'm your coach," and then dive right into a meeting. Or maybe we introduce ourselves at a whole staff event and we're kind of squeezed in between announcements and ice breaking. But here's the thing. Trust is built from the very first moment, from the first contact. And when you lead with clarity and authenticity and warmth, you're already coaching. So if your current approach feels scripted or rushed or just unclear, you might unintentionally be sending the message, "I'm not sure what I do either." So let's fix that. Let me share a short story. So a few years ago, I was coaching in a district where I had been assigned to 15 teachers across 3 schools. I didn't know any of them, and they didn't know me. At first, I sent a brief email. "Hi, I'm your coach. Looking forward to working with you." Short, safe, neutral, but it didn't land. I barely got any replies. And then when I did meet teachers, they seemed skeptical, maybe guarded. So I decided to do something different. I recorded a 3-minute video. I introduced myself not just by my name, but by story. I said something like, when I was in 5th grade, I felt invisible. We had just moved to the US and I didn't speak the language, but my teacher saw me. She asked what I needed. And that moment shaped who I became. It's why I'm here as your coach. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to support you in being the kind of teacher you want to be. And then I said, when we meet, I'd love to hear your story. What brought you to this work? And what do you hope to say about this year when it's over? So their responses, it was night and day. They opened up, they were curious, they leaned in, and that experience reminded me your first introduction is your first opportunity to model vulnerability, clarity, and trust. It's your chance to show who you are, not just what you do. Now, if you want help crafting an introduction that resonates and builds trust, then head over to the show notes where you will find a link to my coach learning library and to the skill session called Introducing Yourself to Clients. And in that session, I will walk you through what to say and what to skip, how to choose the best format for your context, whether that's email, video, or in person, and how to define coaching in a way that feels aligned to who you really are. You'll even get a full sample script, an email template, and feedback tools if you want to share your draft with our coaching community. So this is one of those foundational moves that pays off all year long. So here's your challenge for the week. Craft a 2-minute introduction that reflects your values, your humanity, and your clarity as a coach. Practice it. Say it out loud, and maybe even record a quick video. And then when you do, watch it and ask yourself, does this sound like the coach I want to be remembered as? Because when your introduction feels real, people can start to trust you. And when people trust you, everything becomes possible. So let's wrap this up with one big idea. Your coaching begins the moment you introduce yourself. It's not about perfection, it's about connection. So don't overthink it. Just be real, be clear, just be you. And you'll find the Introducing Yourself to Clients skill session linked in the show notes. Now, for those of you who are already Coach Learning Library subscribers, the full course is there for you. It's waiting for you. And if you are not yet a subscriber, then this is the perfect time to join. You will get to have my guidance on demand and a community to practice with and to problem solve with every month and all year long. The Learning Library and PLC could make the difference between surviving this year and thriving in this year. You will also find a link to our upcoming free community webinars in the show notes. Okay, friends, if you appreciated today's episode, would you please share it with someone you know who might benefit from it? And or hop over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star rating and a review, and that helps other people discover our show. And thank you for doing that. Okay, folks, Leslie Bickford is the podcast producer, and Stacy Goodman does the sound engineering. Take care, everyone. Be well.